Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. Today's date is 11th 9 2021. So today we are going to discuss a new topic from the English grammar, which is Verbs 1. That is basically we are going to discuss about the was and where. So let's start with the learning outcomes of today's class. So the students will be able to define simple past tense. So we will be learning about the definition of simple past tense, and they will be able to change the verb into past tense. So as you know, we have already discussed about the tense. Tense means time, and tense has been divided into three parts. The first one is the present tense, then the second one is the past tense, and the third one is the future tense, right? And today we are going to discuss about the simple past tense, which is under the heading of the past tense. So let's start. Now before moving to the past tense, let us come to the to be verbs. So we have studied about the to be verbs, which are is, am, are. So in the present tense we have discussed about this is, am, are. So is used with the singular noun, are is used with plural nouns, and am is always used with I. So I am going to the market, he is going to the market, they are going to the school, right? So this is used in the present tense. But the same to be verbs, if we have to use in the past tense, then what it will be? So this is, am, are will become was and were. So the to be verbs will become was and were. Okay, so is, am, are will become was and were. Now let's come to the book part. So the first one that we have in your book is this one. Read the sentences about where Iqbal and his family were last evening. Iqbal was in the playground, his brother was in the library, his sister was in the dance class, and his parents were at work. Now if you have noticed here, Iqbal was, his brother was, his sister was, and his parents were. Now why they have used were? Iqbal is one person, his brother is one person, his sister is one person. That means with singular nouns we are going to use was and his parents. When we talk about parents, we include both our mother and father. That means they become two, which is plural. So plural, in case of plural we use were. So is become was and are becomes were in the past tense. Now let us come to the simple past tense definition. We use the simple past tense to talk about things which happened sometime in the past. That means just it was like yesterday, last night, day before yesterday, last month, last year. So they talk about the past things which has already gone. It had happened and gone. So that is called the past. For example, I went to the market. If I have to change this into the present tense, then it will be I go to the market, right? I go to the market. So go is the verb here, and this go has been changed into the past tense went. So I went to the market. We saw a colorful parrot in the tree. So see, the word see is the verb, and we have changed the word see into past tense, which becomes saw. So we saw a colorful parrot in the tree. Now next we have a dialogue here. So we are going to read it once and pay attention to it. Subhash, were you in the library last afternoon? So here, if you have noticed, where has been italicized, and this is a past tense to be verb. But here we have used with you. Now I have already told you, you has its own rules. Though it is singular, it has its own rules. So with you, we are going to use where. Though it is singular, we will be using where. Okay. So were you in the library last afternoon? Pretty. No, I was in my school. I was. Were you there? So with you, it is always where. Subhash, no, I was in the market. Were you Brothers there? Pretty. Yes, my brothers were there. Was your sister there too? So again here if you see I was, where, your. So you and your, with both of them we are going to use where. Okay. And here in the pretty dialogue, if you have seen my brothers, brothers are plural here, therefore where is used. Then was your sister, there is only one sister, that is why the was is used. Was your sister there too? Subhash, no, my sister was in the park. Were your parents in the mall last evening? Pretty, yes, they were there to buy a present for my grandparents. Go through the passage, the dialogues, and please go through the italicized words so that it becomes clear to you when to use was and when to use where. Now let's come to the next part, the uses of was and where. We use was with I, he, she, it and other singular nouns, which I have already told you. I was hungry, he was not well, she was in the school all day yesterday, the dog was in a lot of pain, the baby was adorable. So in all these sentences, it is singular number, one person. We are talking about one person or one animal. That is why it is. And if it is a thing, then we will be using it. So that is why we are using was in these sentences. Now the next part, we use where with you, we, they and other plural nouns. Now you is an exceptional case where we are going to use where. So we were in the park, the dogs were tired, they were in the library, were you here yesterday? So we, they, dogs, where you. So we, they, dogs, these are all plural numbers, okay? And you is an exceptional case, that is why the where is used here. I hope this is clear to you. Now there is a chart on your book. So when to use and when to use this was and where. So I was, you were, he, she, it was, we were and they were. Okay, so remember this chart and then it will become easy for you to do the exercises. Now let's come to the exercises. So here we have the fill in the blanks using was or where. The first one is already done for you. We were hungry. So we is a plural form, that is why we are using were. So we were hungry. I dash with my dogs all morning. As I is a singular, so we are going to use was. So I was with my dogs all morning. Then the third one, the shops dash open yesterday. The shops, your S is there, it is a plural, therefore we are going to use where here, where. So here I am going to write where. So the shops were open yesterday. Similarly, you can do the rest of the fill in the blanks. It is not that tough. Go through it. Just find it out. If it is a plural, use where. And if it is a singular number, use was. And if it is you, then definitely you are going to use where. Next, we have the match the columns with A with the verbs in column B and the words in the column C to make 5 complete sentences. And then later on, you will have to write them in the space given below. So how to do it? Now, first we are going to match the column A with the column B. So here already it's given here. I is with was, you will be with where, we will be with where, the shop. Your shop is 1. Why? Because there is no S. The shop was, and my parents will become where. Now you have to join these sentences with the column C. So you can use any part from the column C and then complete the sentences by writing it in the below given below space. Okay. Now let's move on to the next part. So here we have another exercise. So we have to read the sentences carefully and then there are some mistakes or errors in the sentences and you have to rewrite the sentences. This one is also very easy. You have to go through the plural and the singular. The first one, my grandparents was happy to see us. If you have noticed, grandparents and grandparents include both the grandmother and grandfather and these are plurals, but here we have the was is being written. So The incorrect or the error is the was, and instead of was we will be writing where. Okay, and the next one, number 2. My mother were a student of this school 20 years ago. Now my mother is a single, is a number, only one mother, right? So my mother cannot be a plural, so we cannot use where. So instead of where we are going to use was. My mother was a student of this school 20 years ago. I hope it is easy, not that tough to you. Just you have to be careful with the was and where to use the plural and the singular. So with singular we are going to use the was, and plural we are going to use the where, exceptionally with the you. You is just an exceptional case where we are going to use where. Now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This belongs to you. Try to do it on your own, and then we are going to discuss the answers in the live class. So I hope you have understood the difference between the was and where. If you have any kind of queries related to this part, you can ask me during the live class. So I'm going to wrap up my class here. Thank you.